So we're going to learn about else statements in Python. So as you can tell from your work with Calvin Coolidge's School College, once you start including lots of if statements, in a function the code becomes a little cluttered and clunky. Luckily, there are other tools we can use to build control flow. The else statements allow us to elegantly describe what we want our code to do when certain conditions are not met. So else statements always appear in conjunction with if statements. Consider our waking up example. If weekday, wake up at 6:30, else sleep in. So in this way, we can build if statements that execute different code if conditions are or are not met properly, right? So let's return to our if statements for a movie streaming platform. So if the user's age was over 13, if so, print out a message. So we can also use an else statement to return a message if the user is too young to watch the movie. So if age is greater than or equal to 13, access granted. Else, sorry, you must be 13 or older to watch this movie. Calvin Coolidge's School College has another request for you. They want to add an additional check to a previous if statement. If the user is failing to meet one or both graduation requirements, they want it to print, you do not meet requirements to graduate. So add an else statement to the existing if statement. So we'll put else, and we'll do print, and there you go. So that is else statements, and then we also have the else if statements. Now, if we have if statements, we have else statements, we can also have else if statements or the elif statements. Now you may be asking yourself, what the heck is an elif statement? It's exactly what it sounds like, else if. An else if statement checks another condition after the previous if statement's condition aren't met. So we can use a else if statement to control the order we want our program to check each of our conditional statements. First, if the statement is checked, then else if statement is checked from top to bottom. Then finally, the else code is executed if none of the previous conditions are met. So let's take a look at this in practice. So I'm just going to explain this in my own terms because I think some guys might get confused with what it's trying to say. Basically, what it's saying is you have this program and we start off with print. Thank you for the donation. Now, if the donation is greater than 1,000, you have platinum status. Okay, that's cool, right? Okay. Now, else if means if they don't, it's basically like instead of writing a bunch of if statements, you can just put in else ifs like in the meat or in the middle of the if, between the if statement and the else statement, and it just works as in like else if, like what if, you know, something like that. So you have gold donor status, and then if the donation is greater than 100, you have achieved silver donor status. Else you've achieved bronze donor status. Now take a look at the function. What would happen if all of the if statements were simply if statements? If you donated $1,100, then the first three would all print out, like all these would print out because these are like, because each of them would be met. But since this is a program altogether, that's the reason why it's doing that. So because we use the else if statements, It checks each condition sequentially and only prints one message. If I donate 600, the code first checks if it's over 1,000, which is not. Then if it's over 500, which it is, then it prints that message. Then because all of the other statements are else if and else, none of them get checked and no more message gets printed. So let's go ahead and try this out. So Calvin Coolidge's Cool College has noticed that students prefer to get letter grades. Write an else if / else statement that does this. Okay. So let's do it. So if grade is equal to or greater than 90, we can print out a else if grade. Now I'm going to copy this part because I'm going to have to continuously write it. 80, we can do print, we can do print B. And then else if grade is greater than or equal to 70, we can print a C. Else if 60, print a D. Yeah, D. Else print an F. Fantastic. So it's just knowing the code on how it works. It basically, okay, grade is equal to 86. So you first check, okay, is grade greater than 90? Nope. Okay, is grade greater than 80? Yes. So since this was no, this was yes, we just print out whatever this says and just ignore everything else. Everything else just gets dropped. That's basically it for else and else if statements in Python. Hope you guys enjoyed. Check out the top link in the description if you want to find internships and jobs and need help with your resume. But with that being said, see you in the next one.